Hi, hello everybody. My name is once again that I am chilling with the Devin Vlogs man, and I was gonna say that part. So, anyways, my name is chilling with the Devin Vlogs man, and this time, everybody, today's video we're gonna be doing is top 10 NBA teams. That's right. Let's see what my favorite top 10 is. So anyway, before we get right into this, by the way, so if you guys have checked the last video, oh, go ahead and check out the last video. It was pretty good. Not gonna lie, it was pretty good. So if you guys have check that out. By the way, if you guys have or haven't yet, then just go ahead and see it. That is pretty much top five exactly. But now we're gonna be doing this top 10. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with this, and here comes the good show that we're going to be doing this for number 10. Or should I say 6 from 10, but now it's going to be 1 from 10. So, anyways, let's do this. Here we go. So, anyways, for our first top exactly is the Blazers. So, anyways, if you guys have barely paid attention to the last one, is that, well, yes, it was definitely my first, pretty much like the main one exactly. But unfortunately, it's going to probably be going down to a 2 or just maybe a 3, since that would be obviously enough. Since even if the Blazers will lose, I'm not sure if they could lose or would lose, but I'm just not saying it directly to be mean, but I'm just saying that, well, if the team just lose, then the team just lose. Since that's another foreign option, since, my only option I would rather stick with is just either saying is like, oh, you know what? How about if I just say this? How about if I just pick like Thunder and pretty much with Heat? Just Thunder and Heat exactly, just be picking one of those two teams, since that would be obviously different. But at this point, let's just say that they're number one on the first spot. Since I'm saying that, well, the Blazers are definitely my top one favorite team exactly after all, since that's fair enough. But, if that pretty much continues to fail or continues to lose, then I pretty much would rather either side with Thunder, that is Oklahoma, or pretty much just with Miami Heat. So, anyways, yeah, that probably would be it. So, anyways, that is definitely number one, but we'll see what happens into the next time. So, let's see what even happens. Okay, so for our second top, by the way, what we have is the Thunder. Yeah, we got ourselves the Thunder. So anyway, as in for that, by the way, is that, well, looks like as in for now that, well, for what my favorite second team is I would say is Oklahoma Thunder. So yeah, I would say is, yep, the Thunder is definitely my secondary team. So I would say they're kind of my secondary. So I would say that I would pick that option. All right, so here's number three, everybody. So as in for number three, we already have is, of course, that we have is the Miami Heat. Yeah, the Heat. Yeah, pretty much, of course, when that's a good question. There's always a word for saying is the Miami Heat, or just say Miami Heat. But anyway, so at this point, well, why are they our number three? So especially in the last part where I said they're on number three, yes, they remain to be on three. So anyways, the reason why I picked the Miami Heat is because, well, I'd say that they're a pretty talented team. They're always pretty talented. Saying like, they got pretty far before I would say so, but I'd say especially the Miami Heat is pretty good. So I definitely add them to be on number three. So they're pretty much top three. So yeah, they're definitely number three. Okay, so here comes number four. So, as in for what we have for number four is the Phoenix Suns. So, for the reason why I'm picking them on four is because, well, I have to say about the Suns is not a bit of a bad team. Since I'd say it's a fair enough team. Since I'd say it's like, okay, well, at least the Suns aren't of a bad team at all. Since I'd say Suns are actually pretty decent for their team. Since I kind of like the way a name to say the word Suns. The Suns are more likely, very interesting. Or should I say the sunlight? Or whatever it says, like whatever so, but the sun shines. Yeah, pretty much that's what I would say too. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of that different way by saying this word sunshines. But Anyway, so that's pretty much what I would say is picking the Phoenix Suns. So anyway, that will probably be my fourth option. So that's what I would probably would say for number four. But here comes number five. Alright, so anyways, everybody, well, in the last video I kind of forgot to add was like Cavaliers instead of saying Cavalier. Well, that was kind of a mistake I just did on pretty much with top 5, so oops. But now I fixed it for only for top 10. So anyways, yep, the pretty much with Cleveland Cavaliers. Yep, that's definitely number 5. So I especially say it would be number 5. So they're pretty much on the fifth spot. So that's what I would probably would say. So yeah, I'd say that would be number 5. All right, so for this option is top 6 of 10. So we made it to 6 to 10. So anyway, what's my number 6 team of the spot is that, well, let's just say it would be the Pacers. Yeah, pretty much would be the India Pacers. So for the reason why I would say Pacers is because, well, they're kind of an okay team since Pacers are very not bad since, well, I would say that they're pretty good of a team. Like especially I would say Pacers are excellent, are pretty okay of a team since that's what I would say. But that's all I would say that the Pacers were pretty good and pretty interesting of a team. So yeah, Pacers are pretty good. So not gonna lie about the Pacers, but if the Pacers were pretty good, then that's why they would stay at 6. So that's what I would probably will recommend of saying that the Pacers will be on 6. So yeah, that's why they would be top 6 of 10. So Pacers are definitely number 6. All right, so here's number 7. So for what we have for number 7, by the way, by any chance, is that, well, for number 7 we have is the Raptors. Ooh, the Raptors. Well, like I said, I'm not kind of a little bit familiar with Raptors just to be on 7 because the reason why I'd say that they're top 7 is, well, I really do say that I really am not quite of an interesting kind of person to know who the Raptors are exactly in the NBA at this point. So the reason why I would say if I pick the Raptors is because, well, they kind of deserve to be on top 7 since I say that I would rank the Raptors being on 7. So I am not kind of a little familiar with Raptors at this point since I know who the Raptors are of a team, but especially I do kind of know how they actually do exactly by trying to like shoot the net in the ball exactly to get the ball and put it in the net. Which I'd say, not gonna lie about that kind of question, is that, well, interesting way how I would say to be a little familiar with this, but I just have no words about the Raptors. But the Raptors are seeming to be kind of an alright team with me exactly since they're kind of alright. Since I wouldn't rank the Raptors even being on a different spot, but I'd say that they're on a 7, which that's why I would probably would be a 4 and to say that they would be on a 7. For an experience, I would say about the Jazz, well, for the Utah Jazz, well, I have to say about the name and just say about their current name is just the Jazz. Well, not gonna lie about the Jazz, but the Jazz has really good of a funky name and a flow name indeed. Since I'd say fair enough for the Jazz to be probably on the 8th spot exactly. So the reason why I add the Jazz to be on number 8 is because, well, I think the Jazz has like a very good, pretty good name. Actually, pretty good name. Since I'd say it fair enough to say with Jazz's names, with the teams exactly by saying is like Utah Jazz. Well, I have to say they have like a good funky name and a flow name by going the same as like, ooh, going with the Jazz. Like, jazz in and out. Based to say is like the Jazz, which that's what I would say, but I'm not sure if that was even a real word I meant, but whatever I've said is just whatever. So anyway, just as in for the Utah Jazz, that, well, I gotta say, to be fair enough and casual with it, it's just like the name is just pretty funky cool, very funky cool. So anyway, that's all I would say. But the name is just pretty cool. That's all I would say. So anyway, that's just pretty much what I would say for the Utah Jazz. So I gotta say, it is a pretty good darn name. So I'd say that's a very good darn name. Alrighty. So, anyway, as in for what we have now exactly in the next part is that, well, here's what I gotta say on the next one that we have is top 9 of 10 is that we have is the Magic. So for the reason why of the Magic, by the way, that I'd say is like, well, why do I say Magic is a pretty good, efficient team and a little bit of a decent team is that, well, the reason why I would say it's a decent name in a decent way is just because, well, I kind of like the way how they're called the Magic. That's the reason why I would say is like, why do I kind of like the name? It's because the Magic has a pretty good name in there. So that's why I would probably would say. And well, I'd say the Magic is a very good team name and a very absolutely good name. So I'd say that well, the Magic's team looks pretty good actually. Pretty much with the Auroral Magic, which sorry if I get it incorrected or whatever, but I'm just saying is that the Magic's team name is a very good name. Very actually an alright name indeed. So that's all I would say. And the Magic, well, I gotta say the team is just pretty darn good. Just pretty darn good, but I'd say that they're alright of a team since I kinda like the color of the team since I'm kind of interested in the team name colors because I just like the name of colors, just like oh, they're pretty cool in a different certain way. But anyway, let's get to the last team that we are having to be on top 10 of 10, on the last spot of 10. So here we go. Let's get it to the last one. All right, everybody. Here comes the last moment of what we have for number 10. 10 of 10. So, anyway, here we are for the last number that we have is 10 of 10. So, let's just make it as we can go with it. So, here we go. So, for what we have for number 10, by the way, is the Spurs. So, for what I actually am going to say, by the way, about the Spurs is that, well, the Spurs team actually kind of looks pretty good. I'd say the Spurs are actually awesome in a good amount of a way since I'd say Spurs have like a very good a very good team name. And I'd say that well, it looks pretty darn cool. Looks very amazing. Like, I have to say about like the Spurs team, from where they're from, I'd say that well, the Spurs have a good sense of way of like, just pretty much trying to like score some hoops as they can to score some by getting like threes, twos, or pretty much ones or whatever. But yeah, pretty much. So yeah, once again though, I would probably would say that to be in a fair way. So again, the Spurs, well, they're actually pretty good since I'd say the Spurs are like the only thing that's pretty cool about the team name since I'd say they're actually pretty good. So the Spurs are definitely on the last number to be on top 10 since that's where they're going to be on the 10th spot. So they're definitely on number 10. So that's what I would say. So for right now, everybody, that's pretty much all it. So anyway, I'll probably be talking while we finish it all up. All right, everybody, that is definitely the last one, everybody. So without that being said, my name is pretty much chilling in the Devin Vlogs, man. And thank you all very much for watching, by the way. Please be sure to give this video a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified so that way that you guys will not miss a single video that comes on this channel. And I do appreciate to say if you guys actually do agree with me on these numbers, then hopefully you guys do. But if not, that's completely fine. And also, I have to say, due to the lack of number 5, in the last one, it should have been spelled with an S, not pretty much with staying with an R. I was talking about the Cavaliers, just Cleveland's team, but meant to say that I was trying to add that in text, but it seemed it was a little too late of fixing it, so it kind of sucked. So don't blame me if it was just a little bit stuck. But anyways, well, that being said, I am pretty much chilling with the Devin Vlogs, man. Thank you all very much for watching this. And without that being said, well, I just only have to rank what team names that I would say are pretty better. And if some of them weren't better, then that's just fine with me if that wasn't the case. But, just had to get this, seem to get it over with. But as in for now, folks, I am pretty much just going to be seeing you guys in the next video or so to see you guys next time in the next vlog. So with that being said, I am chilling with the Devin Vlogs, man. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody. Please be sure to give this video a like, comment, subscribe, the bell, be notified, so that way you guys will not miss a single video that comes on this channel. Thanks, and thank you, and have a good day. See you next time.